Hello everybody and welcome to another Team Fortress 2 gameplay commentary brought to me by you, and today we are going to be playing some defense, we're going to be playing some Badwater, and we're going to be playing some Engineer. And the last video I made of Engineer was very successful. It was annoying and distracting Engineer spots, and that was on Gold Rush, and I showed you how to do it and what you needed to be successful in it. So I decided to make another annoying and distracting Engineer spot. So we're going to be playing on the Badwater today. And I'm joined by two of my subscribers. I'll be joined by Mucking Fidget, who is going to be the Pyro. He was also the Pyro in the last video. And John G, who is the demo, who's going to be laying down some of the damage just in and around the map. So the first spot isn't actually the annoying and crafty Engineer spot. It's kind of the start spot, and this is seen in Highlander games. So you put your teleporter near the health pack, your Sentry just on this metal grid here, and then you put your dispenser on behind this little crack thing. So right here, yeah. So basically this spot will hold off the enemy for quite a while, and it's definitely going to go down. It's not designed to stay up for the whole game, but the next spot will be. So some very kind Engineer gave me a level 3 teleporter, so he must have stayed in spawn and helped me out there. And what you need with this spot is you just need your team to stay around you, and you might need a bit of a Pybro. So I have Mucking Fidget, you can just see him running around in the background. He was helping me out as well, and he would be like air blasting the enemies off and things like that, so he'll be doing that. And yeah, so you need a Wrangler for this spot, because you will need to long range the enemies, and at the start the enemies aren't coming thick and fast because there's obviously that spawn spam that's going on in the spawn gates, you know, with the Ubers and the fights and everything like that. So once we start to weaken and we start to fall back, that is when I will need to wrangling, and my team will start falling back for the health. So I've started getting some attacks, and this is where you have to pull out the Wrangler and take them down. As you can see here, you do need to get them from that long range spot, but it's still very effective, I think, because it's definitely the best spot you can get from the start. But they did have a very strong push here, and they actually went ahead and captured the point. But this Sentry did actually stay up for a little bit longer, and after this Sentry point I will fall back, and that is where the annoying and craftiness comes from. So yeah, we're just gonna wait and let the enemy take down my stuff, and it actually does take them a little while, because sometimes the enemy doesn't know what angle to push from. I mean, they did end up getting me here because a spy actually zapped me, so I think I tried setting back up with no success, and I ended up having to just drop down out of my safety, and I actually took down this medic with my shotgun, which was very good. But I think the scout actually picked me off, and a Pyro and a scout actually came down to chase me, and I was just about to put my Sentry down, and then the controls just switched and I didn't make it out alive. Let's just put it that way. But after this spawn, actually I got took down by a mini Sentry there, but after this spawn, that's when I start to reap the rewards of this spot and show you the way to set up. So I was actually pretty tense here. I was trying to get through the gate, and you want to see this door that I'm running at now, you want to get through there. That's your first point, and I was worried that they were going to take the third point and I wouldn't be able to plant down behind them. And by the way, this spot is actually a behind enemy lines spot, and that's why it's annoying and distracting. So you want to hide your teleport. I find that this spot here, where I'm putting it after I figure out my difficulties, but right here is a perfect spot for it. It's not a high traffic area, and it's round the side routes of the map. And what you want to do is this is going to be your base basically, and you're going to want to build up here. So my entrance did unfortunately go down, so I can't really be heavily relying on my team to help me out here, but I can get my Sentry up and I can get my dispenser up. And if you plant your Sentry as close to the wall as you possibly can, that will give you the best angle to shoot the enemies. And you're just going to want to put your dispenser next to your ammo pack. And I've actually been over this Engineer spot before. It was actually one of my first Engineer videos on this channel, and this was with me and Jester doing a dual Engineer spot here. So if you really wanted to, you could go really far back on my channel and check it out. And it is quite an early video, so there's going to be a lot of amateur mistakes in there and things like that. But this is where I move my Sentry, and I left it level 2 because it sets up a lot faster than with level 3. So you want to have it level 2, and you want to catch the enemy when they push the cart and they started to go down that hill, and that's when you'll start to catch the enemies out, and you will see my Sentry does a good job, let's just say it that way, because the enemy just don't expect it. They don't know where they're getting killed from, what's happening to them, and I decide that this heavy medic team, I'd give them a quick distraction, and in the background you'll see that my Sentry will start ripping, and you'll see the feed and it'll explode. But I need to keep running. Look at this, there's like 5, 4, there's too many kills that my Sentry's getting at the moment. And I kept on running away from this heavy medic team, and I was actually very crafty in escaping. I dodged about 4 enemies, and I just hid out here and waited and let my Sentry do the talking, really, because they just weren't expecting it. And I think it did eventually go down, I think, to an Uber, but considering I'm not doing anything, this Sentry's actually stayed up for quite a long time. And I'm just going to be waiting here, very tense. I was at this moment, I was thinking, oh god, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. And look at this, I'm actually sneaking right round the back of the enemy. I was within inches and they did not even see me, so I'm actually going to go back to my old base, wait for my Sentry to go down, and set back up again. That's the master of this spot, and even if I die, I have my backup exit, don't forget. So I'm going to set back up here, and then I'm going to move to the cliff again, and hopefully I can just keep rinsing and repeating. And when I get the teleports in, that's when I can start relying on my teammates. But I didn't have a teleport, but it didn't even matter that much because I had the strong teammates that were, because my Sentry was actually distracting them so much, my teammates were actually allowed to push back up and look at the cart, it's not moved, and that's because of my Sentry just distracting them and keeping them back. So I'm going to go ahead and I build a level 3 here, because I think they're not even pressuring me, so I've got the time to set up. So I go ahead and build the level 3, I build the level 3 dispenser, wait for I have a check of the cliff just to check that it is safe, and I'm looking at it, it's looking safe to me, so I'm going to head over there with my Sentry. And, well, not quite yet, I just need to survey the area more, just because if my team push them back onto the upper cliff, then I will not be able to set up there. But I don't see anything, I see a friendly spy, he's probably going to help me out a little bit, so I decide to slowly run over with my Sentry, and just take the side routes, and pin yourself to the wall, and keep those hiding advantages that you're going to keep. So always stay out of sight and just plant it down in this corner. And as you can see, this engineer, he sees the Sentry and then he just runs off because he knows that he's going to get picked off. He actually runs underneath, but the teleporter goes down, and now we've got the level 3 up, and as you can see, we will start having a flow of teammates come to help me out on this one. So I think I'm not sure whether I retreat or not. Yeah, I think I do. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to drag your dispenser there. You don't want to make your base on the cliff because it will go down frequently. You want to keep a backup dispenser to keep healed up, to run away, get your metal, and you want to keep that backup exit as well. So the next time that I die, I will plant the exit. And the Sentry, again, as you can see, it has gone down. It only takes them to come round the corner and push, but because now we've got the team on the cliff, it's very hard for them to do that. So I'm going to keep setting up and keep harassing the enemy, and that'll be linking to the title, which is annoying and distracting engineer spots. And boy, this must have been annoying and distracting for the enemy. So as you can see, these level 1s, they're not even turning around, they're not reacting to anything, and you can just lure these enemies out and just let them get taken down by the sentries. And if they're going to keep coming one enemy at a time, they really have got no chance. They need to start pushing with their medics, pushing with the whole team to take this sentry down, because this, even though I've not got a dispenser, I've got those 2 ammo packs which can help me out. And as long as my teammates don't steal them, then we've got a pretty strong defense. And again, that was Mucking Fidget. He's actually guarding the stairs for me until he turned his back, and then I got bum rushed. But that doesn't matter, because this is now a chance for me to build a entrance, I believe. Yeah, I need to build an entrance. So what I do is I actually build it down here, because if you build it down here, all 3 spawn doors can actually see it. If you build it at 1 spawn door, then the 2 other spawn doors, they're going to have to walk all the way around, which is a big pain. So if you're going to have to plant one behind enemy lines, I'd plant it in the middle of the floor like this, And I think the demo now, this is John G. He's one of my subscribers. He's the demo, and he actually got a massive points on this. He got 55 points as demo on this game, which is crazy. So he went ahead and took my teleport, and he's going to find out that it's got a great vantage point, and he's just going to be able to get behind the enemy lines, and so is the rest of the team. So I go ahead, jump in, and go back to the base, really, because I was expecting it would have gone down, but it just hasn't gone down. And now that the teleporters are there, our team has pretty much hold this point from now on. And yeah, that's all I can really say. You just need to watch your back, because they will push up those stairs, and that's when your sentry will go down. But there's no need to hold the stairs, in my opinion, because your team should handle that, and you can always rebuild because you've got dispensers, you've got teleports, you're pretty much covered. And now what you need to do is you need to start harassing the team, and unfortunately I get soda poppered, and I think that guy actually takes out my sentry, because you can actually just poke around the corner and shoot it without it shooting you, and my team weren't really aware. And this is the part of the gameplay where my lag took over, and unfortunate me, as soon as I get a good engineer gameplay, it starts to lag after an hour of lag-free gameplay. So, sorry about this, guys. It's kind of comical, though, because it's always around the spawn area where I lag, and I just keep jittering forwards and backwards and switching weapons, and it's just craziness. And I should have cut this out. I shouldn't be making you guys watch this. Sorry about this, guys. But you can see, you can hear the loud dings in the background that my sentry is getting the kills, while I struggle to walk forward to my engineer spot. I struggle to even change weapon as well. But the lag does run out, and I can get back into the gameplay. And I think we've only got 1 minute 42 in the gameplay, but at least you've got an idea for the gameplay now. That where you need to plant your dispenser, where you need to put your teleport. And now, because there's another NG holding the car, I decided to just put it in a really aggressive spot. And this is just preventing them from doing anything. And literally, they could have captured the second point and it wouldn't have changed a thing. Because look where they are. They're still on the cliff from where they were at the start. So that's how great this engineer spot is. It pushes them right back, and they have absolutely no chance. Especially when you've got some good subscribers helping you out and helping keep the enemy back. And yeah, so as you can see, I'm still getting these kills even from this. Look at this dumb spy. What are you doing, mate? You're a scout. Don't disguise as a scout as a spy. And I would use your Invisiwatch if he had one on. I'm not sure whether he was a dead ringer or not, but I'm pretty sure he wasn't. But I think I do actually go down here, I get him down first, I wrangle him, and then I get pistoled. So that might have been the same spy. I'm probably eating my own words here, calling him a bad spy, and then I get shot by him with a pistol in the back. But I'm looking at the car, and I'm lagging in the spawn again, and like I said, it's only in the spawn area. I keep jumping backwards, but I'm looking at the car, nothing's going to happen. So that will pretty much wrap up the end of the video. So I hope you enjoyed this crafty, annoying and distracting engineer spot, and hopefully use it yourself, because you don't need necessarily a strong team to pull this one off. Like I always say, for most engineer spots you need a strong team. For this one, you just need a team that'll take your teleports. As long as they take your teleports, they're going to be behind the enemy lines, and they're going to be incredibly distracting. And it's great to get a spy there, or great to get a heavy medic team, because they can eat up the back of the enemy line. So thank you for watching this video, guys. Hope you have a nice day, or you will have a nice day. So I will see you later, and I think I get something ridiculous. I think I get 40 points as engineer, which is always a great sign. So thank you for watching, guys. See you later. Have a nice day.